right, guys, we're back. So this 88 hatch behind me, uh, I've had for probably 12 years now, and it runs pretty well. Some of y'all know I call her Gunner just because she's a gunmetal gray metallic paint color code. But I've felt really inspired lately to put her under the knife, and what I mean by that is it needs some upgrades. Not many, but back when I built it, circa I think like 2009, 2010. Um, you Fox Body owners know that sometimes when you're in a financial strain, you tend to not cut corners. It's not that you don't want to do things, but you're just financially limited, or you're in a hurry to get the car together. Um, I want to upgrade the brakes. This car has SN95 spindles and a 95 GT style brake setup, excluding the rear discs. So I still have the Fox Body drums on the rear and 95 GT spindles, rotors, and calipers, and a Fox Body booster and master cylinder. Uh, the car stops okay. You do have to hit the pedal pretty hard. Harder than normal anyway. After putting Cobra brakes on Ruby here, I mean, the difference is really night and day, y'all. Cobra brakes are the way to go on these Fox Body cars. So that's really what inspired me to upgrade the brakes on this car. So as you can see, you know, just your normal GT rotor caliper on the front. And normal, I don't even know if you'll be able to see this, but just the Fox Body drums on the rear. So again, we're gonna upgrade this. I'm not sure when I'm gonna do it. I have even bigger plans for this car while I'm doing the brakes. I'm gonna leave it as a surprise, but I'm gonna give you guys a hint. To remove the master cylinder and, well, really the brake booster on these cars with a big inch Windsor that's in this car. This is a 9.5 inch deck, 414 cubic inch, so it's basically a 60 over 408 AFR 225 heads. You know, the last generation of the 225s. I think that was around 2011. They stopped making those, went to the 220 cc's. But you know, the TFSR intake, air gap lower from Reichard Racing from back in the day, ported to a 1262R gasket, 42-pound injectors, all that good stuff. So, Cook's long tube headers. To remove the booster in these cars with a Windsor, it's and to put a Cobra booster in while the engine's in it, is kind of a pain if it'll even go in, which it won't. So, I'm going to leave that there. So, if we're going to put a booster in, we have to pull the motor. So that's going to be the surprise of what's going to go back in this car. But we'll tackle that at a later video. So right now, what I just wanted to do was do kind of like an unboxing on a lot of the parts that I ordered. Some from LMR, some from various vendors online. And we're going to go through these boxes and see what's in them. All I did was open this box and take some of the wrapping out. So we're going to see what's in here. One quick shout out that I want to do. One to my, you know, my birthday was a couple months ago. And so my mom gave me this shirt. She's a graphic designer by trade. Probably a little wrinkly, but it's brand new. It's clean, guys, trust me. And also this plaque, this sign. My beautiful girlfriend, Christine, had that made. Took the logo and etched it in the wood. Love it. It's great. Thanks to you guys. You guys really came through. So back to the unboxing. So we'll go over here first. Rear disc pads. Rear rotors. And we'll just open these up. These are the zinc plated cross drilled and vented rotors. So again, these are the rears. Still waiting on the fronts to come in. Part numbers if you need them, if you want to go this route. Pads, rotors. We're going to go through this box a little later. There's a surprise in there. Hopefully a good surprise from the shipper. Alright, what do we have in here? Like I said, guys, the only thing I did was pull out the shipping paper. Looks like everything should be in here. I ordered so much stuff I can't even remember sometimes. But here's a part number. This is the 93 Cobra master cylinder. So you guys are definitely going to want this. Box is a little loose, but that's all right. Put that there. But there's the part number. So basically, guys, with a Cobra brake setup, the most common way to do these cars is going to be the 93 Cobra booster, the 93 Cobra master cylinder, 93 Cobra or 94 to 04 front calipers, the rotors, and also the Cobra rear calipers and rotors, and a proportioning valve. Awesome. These right here are the Cobra, and here's the part number. These are from North Race Cars, but LMR is a vendor for them, I believe. These are the Cobra Brackets. So I've used these on on Ruby. So these will mount the rear calipers. Obviously, I have these powder coated. I have a powder coating shop I use, and they do a really good job. Or I might just scuff them and paint them to make them look pretty. What else do we have in here? Looks like some caliper to bracket bolts. Part number if you need them. What is this right here? Oh yes. To retrofit a Fox body front brake line setup, if you're going to use the stock hard lines at the front, but you want to use Cobra calipers, style calipers, Brembo, or not Brembos, but the PBRs. These are going to be the stainless steel braid lines that adapt from the hard line to the calipers. Very much needed. But that's them. You know, when you do these upgrades, guys, you really want to do them properly. You can use rubber hoses if you want, but, you know, for a few more bucks, you can get the, you know, the good stuff. Okay, this is the rear. I ordered the rear Cobra brake line kit for the 8.8 housing. So basically, this is the, let's see here, the stainless steel PFE line. Yeah, so this is what connects the Cobra calipers, the stainless steel flex lines in the rear from the calipers to the axle hard lines. That's what these are. That's what they should be. Okay. What else we have in here? And some more stainless steel braid hoses. But anyway, that's the description. We'll open these boxes. Yeah, so these are much needed also. These are the rear Cobra Caliper Anti-Moan brackets. I'm glad LMR came out with these, because you used to have to pay a pretty penny to find these used. But these brackets triangulate the strength from these brackets, from the caliper brackets to the axle tube. If you don't have these in here, you can physically not put these on, but you're going to transfer a lot of harmonics on braking. So you don't want that. So definitely spend the extra money. These will do the trick. That's what Ford put on their rear ends for those cars stock. So obviously there's an engineered design for these. So anyways, put them on, get them, but these are them. Let's see what else we have. Ah, yes, e-brake lines. So these are pretty neat. These retrofit a Fox with drum brake e-brakes to a Fox with Cobra rear brakes. So they'll use your stock handle. Now there's some modifications you have to do. can't remember if I went over that in the Ruby video, but if not, we'll go over it again when the time comes. But anyway, e-brake cables. Put those there. What else we have in here? Yeah. Yep, proportioning valve. Definitely going to need these. All right, so what I've found with these proportioning valves, real quick, when your brakes are installed, I've had the best luck with backing this knob all the way out. It allows maximum fluid to the rear. Or was it the other way around? I can't remember now. But either way, after you bleed your brakes, to set these, what I've noticed on a Fox is backing this knob all the way out is perfect for, is a good setting for the brakes as far as the bias from front to rear. You want about 80% of the bias on the front rotors when you hit the brakes, and 20 on the rear. So that's what I set Ruby to. She's backed out all the way and stops on a dime. And your goal is, obviously you don't want to lock up the tires or the rotors when you slam on the brakes, but it's going to happen because we don't have we don't have the technology on these cars. But you want them to stop at the same time. You do not want your rears to lock up before your fronts, because that'll swing your car around. So a good setting, safe setting to start out when when your brakes are bled is just back this thing all the way out, and that'll give you a good starting point. So I like the Ford Racing one. I think there's a Willwood. It might even be made by Willwood, but I kind of like the Ford stuff. So there's that. What is this? Oh yeah. This is part of the e-brake kit. So this will split the e-brake lines from the handle. I can't remember if I reused the one on Ruby that was there and modified it, but either way, we'll take a look. But it's there if we need it. And a lot of these, yep, you're going to need this too. This is the e-brake adjuster rod. So this is what's going to adjust the tension on your e-brake cables from the handle. And there's a threaded rod here. We'll go over that when we install all this stuff. But all this comes, I believe, with the e-brake kit from LMR. So it'll give you the kit and the the adjusting rod and all that stuff. The T-splitter. And these are the Cobra hardline pieces, individually bent for the axle tubes. Yep, that's them. Some part numbers, but all this comes in the kit from LMR, the rear Cobra axle tube kit. You're gonna need all that. Yeah, this is the Maximum Motorsports. This is good stuff. So if you want to use a 93 Cobra master cylinder or a 94-95 master cylinder in a Fox body, you're going to need this line to adapt the master cylinder to the hard lines on the car. It's kind of a 3-to-2 or a 2-to-3, and you'll see it when you install it, but you're definitely going to need this when you upgrade to Cobra brakes. So there's the part number. You guys definitely need that. Again, and we'll go over the install on those. What else do we have? Some hardware. Yep, some more Maximum. This is what I use to bypass the factory proportioning valve. So here's the part number. What I do with these is I remove the factory proportioning valve, set it to the side, and these unions right here, they're two nuts. You just join these from the hard lines from the master cylinder to the hard lines going to the front and rear from the master cylinder, and then obviously to the hard lines, like I said, front and rear. So this is what I use. It's just a clean install. So your stock master cylinder, it seems like there's a lot of people out there that are looking for those. I don't know if they're hard to find, but it seems like they are from what I've seen on the forum. So You can set them to the side, clean them up, and turn around and sell them if you want. Some more hardware. These are probably for the dust shields. I don't think I'm going to run dust shields, but if you want to, that's the hardware comes with them, with the kit. Some washers. These are probably for the brackets. All right, these are the e-brake emergency. Let's see here. Yeah, it's the e-brake cable clamps. Yeah, so these will go onto one of the bolts of the sway bar that bolt your sway bar to your control arm, and it just holds the e-brake out of the way, the e-brake cable. Yep, Cobra brake line, stainless steel brake caliper brake line for the rear. These are the mounting bolts. I think you get one per side. And that's it, guys. That's it for here. So yeah, it's a good bit of stuff, but this is what you need. I already have the booster. I already have the like I said, the Cobra boosters inside the house, and also I'm going to show you the calipers we're going to use. But anyway, so this is all the stuff. Let's go ahead and open up this box right here and see what we have. I know what's in it, but I'd like to see how well they packaged it. Two of them. All right, guys, finally got everything unwrapped. Factory 2003 Cobra brakes, rear calipers anyway. They do need to be cleaned up. I'll probably go through and rebuild these. I, for one, like to use the original factory Ford stuff. These definitely came off of a low mile Cobra, so yeah, they're covered in brake fluid, but that's fine. We'll go through. We'll put all new pins in the brackets, sliders, and you know, we'll brake clean them and everything, and then shoot them with some high temp paint, and they'll be good to go. But yeah, so here's my rear calipers, and I'll show you what we're going to put on the front. All right, well, here's the booster. There's the part number for a 93 Cobra booster. And here's what's going to go on the front. Pads, obviously, need those to stop. And I have a couple boxes in here to get it out. Factory Ford 94 Cobra front calipers. These are new old stock. They were never used. But there we go, guys. So obviously a matching pair. Has the banjo bolts and everything in there, so. But this is what we're gonna put on Gunner, so she can stop on a dime. Back to these boxes, I want to go over what's in here and how they work. This first one, yeah, so these are the front lines from hard lines to caliper. And they give you the copper washers and whatnot, so it's a pretty good kit. So I just wanted to give you guys some more details. That's the part number. This one. This is the rear axle bracket. And now this will feed the hard lines, you know, for the rear brake lines on the axle tube. I'm actually not going to use this. It just came in the kit. If you guys need it, let me know. You know, I'll sell it to you. But I'm going to show you. I actually have a spare one of these. So I'm going to use that. So we're going to have to modify it. And I'll show you what I'm talking about later. And last but not least, and these are the Cobra Ends. So these will go in the axle tubes, and they'll bolt onto the to the calipers. And once again, I think they give you some stickers, probably just like the other boxes, some instructions. But anyway, so that's what comes in there. So I just wanted to go over these. If you want to buy this stuff individually, there's a part number, and there's a part number for this box as well. So you know what, while we're here, I'm going to explain something to you. Back to this box. Let's just go over this. For this bracket right here, and this is in my other video, but again, I have another one of these, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this one, but just to give you a brief explanation. So this bracket will sit on the center section of the 8.8 housing, and this stud right here, obviously there's a mounting hole. You run the nut, or the nut back on. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grind this down, and I'm going to remove this section. Okay, this junction block with the hose attached. This is if you're going to use factory style V8 Fox body hard lines going from the master cylinder. It's going to go down the center of the tunnel, and it's going to mate up with this line right here. But I'm going to retain the 4-cylinder line. I'm not going to swap the line from the master cylinder going down the tunnel. To me, I think it's just kind of unnecessary. Now, you can if you want to. I'm not going to do it. I think it's a little more work than necessary. I'm just going to use the factory 4-cylinder line that comes down the passenger side of the car. Again, you can look at my other video and I'll explain how to do it. But since I have everything here, this fitting from Earl's, here's the part number. This is what you need. And if you can see, I'm trying to jumble this around, but this is basically a junction block in and of itself. Okay, it's got a mounting hole. This right here is just a mounting hole. It's got a 3/8 24 inverted flare inlet and another 3/8 24 inverted inlet, and it has a 3AN fitting on the end of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this in lieu of this junction block. So I'm going to use the bracket to mount it to the 8.8 housing, but this is going to bolt on here, and I'm going to use that bolt hole to mount it onto the bracket. And what this is going to do, it's going to allow me to run this 32-inch Hyperfirm flex line from the hardline outlet coming down the passenger side of the car to the 8.8 housing, the bracket. It's going to feed into this junction block, and this is going to split into those Cobra hard lines going down the tubes, down to the calipers. This is the way I like to do them. Again, if you want to get a hard line, V8 style hard line, and rerun everything down the center of the car, to me, again, it's just a little monotonous. This is an easy bolt-on installation, and I'm still waiting on one fitting to come in that I've mentioned in my other video for Ruby for the Fox body. But Earl's also makes a fitting that will that it's a 3AN, but it also has a slip collar machined into it that will actually go into the factory Fox body 4-cylinder bracket, and you can slide your clip back on it, but it will allow you to run this line right here. So basically you're upgrading from 3/8 24 hard line to 3AN outlet from the hard line of the car to the pumpkin to the 8.8, so you can run your Cobra brakes. But anyway, that's the long and short of it. We'll go through in more detail later when we get all this stuff installed. Or like I said, guys, you can subscribe, hit the like button, and you can see my other video for the Fox body Cobra brakes. I go a little more in depth, but basically we're going to duplicate everything that's in that video. We're going to duplicate on Gunner. That's the easiest way to explain everything here. But there you go, guys. If you have any questions, give me a shout. Powered by Ford306@yahoo.com, and try to get some answers out to you. Take it easy. Thanks for watching.